My name's Corey, and I'm an addict and an alcoholic. And I've been feeling really lonely lately for absolutely no reason. A place that I live right now is always full of people, so I have the opportunity to be around people all the time, which is something that I need to do. But I'm also having trouble isolating. And because I know isolation is bad, especially for me, because I get caught up in my own thoughts, and that's not a pretty place to be. It's kind of contradictory, whatever that word is. It contradicts itself. Is that I know that I'm a cool person, I know that I'm nice, and to help out anybody I can. But in my mind, it always goes back to you're fucked up, nobody likes you, and nobody wants to be around you. And I know that nobody wanted to be around me when I'm drunk, and there's a reason for that, and that's because I'm a complete asshole when I'm drunk. Sometimes I'm a complete asshole sober. I have a problem holding my tongue, but I have to do something about this isolation. I can't just sit by myself all the time. Even when I'm in a group full of people, I'll still isolate myself. And that's not good, right? Like even in high school, everybody knew me and I knew pretty much everybody. And even then I'd still find myself isolating, like at the lunch table, and maybe it's because I don't know, maybe it's because I have so many problems that I don't want to deal or hear about anybody else's problems. I'm not too sure why. Maybe it's from the street when I'd isolate myself from everybody so nobody could steal my dope or steal my drink or whatever. I'll just be in an alleyway by myself. That might be the reason. But I also know that I don't want to be alone anymore like I was in the street. I'd rather be around a bunch of jackasses who are talking shit than to be by myself. Maybe I just like the background noise of sitting around people, but I really can't put my finger on why I like to isolate. And I'll tell other people too. I'll tell them isolation's bad. But I wish I would take my own advice. If I took my own advice, I'd be in a pretty good spot. I mean, I am in a better spot than I was, a couple years ago. I was in the worst spot you could imagine. Cold, no tent, 7 jackets on, 4 or 5 pairs of sweatpants, whole lot of socks, and outside all the time. And I don't know how many of you guys have been homeless, but one thing that was making everything worse is the wind. It doesn't matter how many blankets you have on. It doesn't matter how many coats you have on. When that wind starts whipping, it is going to make you cold. It also drives you nuts because it seems like it never stops. You're just in your ear constantly. And that is a terrible, terrible feeling. So I'm glad that I'm in the spot I'm in today because I don't have to go buy a lottery ticket to stand inside a Circle K for 15, 20 minutes. I don't have to sit out front of that Circle K to get some money so I can go inside and buy a lottery ticket and stand in that motherfucker. See, it's just a long, long trail of misery that ended once I started getting sober. I mean, it feels like I'm miserable sometimes, but comparatively, I'm nowhere close to as miserable as I was in the street. And it's the last thing I'll say is since I did come from the street, I should be grateful for anything and everything that I have. Right? Like in jail, didn't have a pillow, so I had to sleep with toilet paper or one of the sandwiches they gave me for my diabetic bag. So I should be grateful for pillows. I should be grateful for that I have more than one blanket. I should be grateful that I have a TV, and a phone that I can contact people on, even though I don't use it for that very much. I use it to listen to music. So I should be grateful for all these things. I'm learning how to. But right now, the main thing that I'm grateful for is I know that today I don't have to take a drink. And if I don't take a drink today, that means tomorrow I have another opportunity to not take a drink. And as long as I don't drink, my life won't get any worse. It might not be going forward, but at least it won't be getting worse. Oh, I lied. This is the last thing I'll say. It's like the coolest shit that I heard in Alcoholics Anonymous since I've been going. Is there was this gentleman that said sometimes at Alcoholics Anonymous, it doesn't matter how intelligent you are. I've seen the dumbest people succeed, and I've seen the smartest people fail. It's all about how much you actually want to stay sober. So anyways, my name's Corey. I'm an alcoholic. Thanks for listening. And an addict.